Mr. Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, today addressed the 79th United Nations General Assembly in New York. In his address, Minister Osman noted that the United Nations was solemnly established in October of 1945 to prevent another world war and guarantee durable global peace. However, he highlighted that the global community was subsequently plunged into the era of the Cold War, characterized by a confrontational, bipolar international order. Minister Osman went on to explain that the latter phase led to a precarious epoch of a unipolar world. This new dispensation, lacking in any new ideology, was essentially a revival of centuries-old colonialism and slavery. The resources and wealth of other nations were exploited to satisfy the insatiable greed of a few through force and other tools of repression. The minister emphasized the manifestations of this policy, including the pronounced containment strategies by the architects and proponents of a unipolar world order. He cited the reckless actions in Ukraine, the provocative containment policies against China, the perilous war aimed at suppressing the Palestinian cause and displacing them from their land, and the regional conflagration these actions may trigger. Additionally, he pointed out the acts of subversion and the crisis fomented in various parts of Africa under the guise of maintaining colonial dominance, overt interventions in Latin America to install surrogate regimes, and attempts to suppress growing public protests in Europe and the US amid the fragmentation of the traditional coalitions. Minister Osman stressed that these distressing developments amplify the inherent flaws and dysfunctionality of the unipolar world order's reckless policies. He underscored that peace and stability are indispensable prerequisites for promoting prosperity, growth, and the ultimate human aspirations for justice and a fair political order. The minister also highlighted the plight of Eritrea, stating that for nearly 80 years since the end of the World War II, 3 generations of Eritreans have had to make enormous sacrifices due to the Dulles Brothers' declaration that Eritrea does not serve U.S. strategic interests. As a result, Eritrea was forced to wage a 50-year-long political and armed struggle for liberation. Even after achieving independence in 1991, Eritrea was denied the opportunity to focus on national building as hegemonic forces fueled border conflicts and other crises to maintain instability. Despite these challenges, the Eritrean people's resilience has remained unwavering. Minister Osman noted that in 2009, Eritrea was subjugated to sanctions based on unsubstantiated and trumped-up charges. He stressed that the forces of hegemony sought to further punish the Eritrean people despite their long-standing struggle against terrorism and domination. The minister pointed out that the hardships imposed on Eritrea are just the tip of the iceberg, with severe tribulations affecting other peoples in Africa, Latin America, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. In conclusion, Minister Osman called for the peoples of the world to strive with greater vigor, fortitude, and solidarity than ever before to establish a global order that guarantees peace and stability. He emphasized that this is not an option that can be left to chance, and that the forces of hegemony must be held accountable for their crimes to ensure justice.